Hi, welcome to Uncle Wayne's cooking channel. We're going to be cooking some apple and cinnamon scones. Just watch. Here we are in the kitchen. I've got some butter there. I've got some eggs, nice fresh eggs. And I've got a bowl to mix it all up in. And it's going to be called an apple and cinnamon muesli scone. And there's what I'm going to be putting in there. It's an apple and cinnamon scones and a rubber baking tray. So let's get started. Alright, you've got to have some Australian flour, and I'm just using the self-raising flour. I've already put some salt in there as well in the bowl. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a pinch of salt in there. And also you've got to have some cream to put in this. Now, I don't care what other people say. This one is the best cream because it's like whipped cream inside the bottle when it comes out. All the other ones is like thick milk. This is heaps better. Okay, get your self-raising flour in there and just tip a little bit in there. Just enough for your cake tin. Alright, there's your flour in there. Now I'm going to put a couple of eggs in there like this. Right, you know how to do it. It's just like the real chefs do it. That's probably a little bit messy, but I'll see if I can get it right again. There, you just crack them like that. That's it. And that, a couple of little dribbles in there. There's nothing to see there. That's a perfect crack. Alright, and now we need to get a little bit of butter in there. Just put your hands in. There's no shame in it. I've washed my hands already before I've done this, and I just clean them up like that, and that's it. And we want a little bit of cream now because I'm holding the camera like that. It's a little bit well, here we go. A little bit of cream in there, and also we need some milk. And who forgot to get the milk out, Wayne? Alright, I got the milk out. Lucky I had some in the fridge. And I got the wooden spoon to stir it. But boys and girls, do you remember when Mum and Dad had, or Mum had a wooden spoon like this? You used to smack your bum with it. Remember that? Alright, now we're going to put some Carmen's apple, date and cinnamon muesli in here. Just open up the packet like this. And you can see that I've mixed up the eggs, the milk and the cream in there. And I've only got a bit of this, but it smells really great. It smells appley and cinnamon. So I'm going to take this and pour it in. And these are the apple and cinnamon scones. You can see that going in there. All that yummy muesli into the scones. And these are going to be sensational. So I'm going to mix that up because I've only holding it with one hand. I'm going to mix this stuff in there. And then I'm going to come back and put it in the tray. Put it in a flavour wave oven, and then we're going to be pulling it out and having a taste of these wonderful scones. Okay, there it is. I've rolled it into a ball like the dough. It's got everything in it, and while I had the camera off, I slipped in a little bit of this, right? But you can put baking soda in there, you know, same, whatever. So now there's the bowl there. I mixed it all up in a dough. So now I'm going to take my tray here, and we're just going to put a little bit maybe of butter on the bottom here, just so it doesn't stick. Now with these pans, you don't really have to do this because they don't stick anyway, but I like the butter taste on the outside of the tin, and I like it to soak in to the dough and give it that just that little bit of buttery taste. So I'm going to take the dough now and just, it's a very wet dough. I don't want it to dry out too much. Now, because it's a scone mix, we're going to just put it into the tray like this. And you can see it fits in there perfectly. Looks like I've done this before, but I haven't. So now I'm going to take this over now to the oven. And I'm not going to use a conventional oven. I'm going to use one of these things, which is a flavour wave oven. So I'm just going to put that into there like that. Put the lid on it like this. And you just virtually set it and forget it. You can see that. It's cooking in there already. So we're going to come back when it's all done and give it a taste. Right, there we go. There's the Flavour Wave oven. I'm going to take that off. That's been cooking for about 5-10 minutes. I'm going to take that off there and reach my hand in there. Wow, have a look at that. Whoa, that's hot. Hot, 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 hot. So we're going to take these out and let them cool. You see how the bottom of the tray, I'll show you. Let's just take these out. They're perfectly cooked. Look at that. Perfectly cooked, and they've got look at that, they've got the muesli on the top of them. So I'll show you what separates these into little scones is see on the bottom of the tray there, see those things there? When the mixture goes into those little things on the bottom, look how they turn out. They just turn out perfectly golden brown and beautiful. Beautiful scones. Now I'm going to serve these up with some cream and coffee. There you go. Now that's all done. Let's just chuck that away. We're done with that. And beautiful scones, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at that. They're perfectly golden brown, and they've got the muesli on the top of them, and they're going to taste great. But I took some mixture over, had it left over. And what I'm going to do is show you here. I've got a piece of bacon that I just pulled out of the bacon tray. I'm going to take this over to the Flavour Wave oven, but I'm not going to use the Flavour Wave. I'm just going to pop that in there with a little bit of olive oil. So I'm just going to sprinkle that over the bacon, and I'm going to show you how to make a scone floater. So I'll just put some some olive oil over the top of that, and I'll get this baby cranking. I've got one of these little things here that's you know, a handheld lighter, I guess you could call it. There, lighter didn't work properly, but it does now. So we're just going to get that bacon cranked up like that, and that'll be cooking on the bottom. So over here what we've got is the scone floater, and that's just a bit of pastry that I have left over from these scones here. I put that and made a circle, and what we're going to do is just take this circle just gently. I've got a little one of these little scooper things here, and I'll try and get that to go onto the scooper thing. Can you see that? It's on the scooper. And we're going to take this over, and you watch how this works. It goes straight on the bacon, straight on top of the bacon like that. You see the bacon's underneath there. Oh, need a bit of adjustment. Oh, that's getting hot. Bit of adjustment. Now while that's cooking, there, it's perfect. So there's your mixture on the outside of this one, and there's your bacon underneath. And now I'm going to go and get the next ingredients, and I'll be back in a second. Here's the next ingredients. It's Italian herbs and the egg. I'm going to go and pop the egg on top of the bacon, and that's what's going to give us our scone floater. Okay, there it is. I've got the Italian herbs on there, and I've got the egg in there. A little bit's leaking out, but that's alright. And then later on we're just going to flip it over, and that's your bacon and egg scone floater. You've never had that before? Well, thanks. Well, that's it from Uncle Wayne's cooking channel from today. Thanks for tuning in. Give me the thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next video. God bless. Goodbye.